Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that, right? Hey, An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Now, before we go any further, I want to tell you something about famousapple.com. If you've been over to the website lately, you got to be honest and say, that website looks like a train wreck. No, I'm only being honest. It does. It looks like a train wreck. The person that was taking care of that was somebody helping us out, and they're no longer with us. And it looks like somebody took crayons. It looks like a child took crayons to that website and just scribbled. It looks horrible. Absolutely, positively horrible. So what we've done is we hired a professional, and they're going to redesign the website, and it should be ready hopefully within the week. I thought my friend here could do it, and we got a new host. No more Yahoo. We have Bluehost as a host for the website, and we just thought that he could do it from scratch, and it turns out that he couldn't. So we hired a company, and they're going to do it. They're going to redesign the website, and it's going to look phenomenal. It's going to look really good. It's definitely not going to look what it looks like now. So please forgive me. But please know that famousapple.com is the home site for An Apple a Day, and it's going to get a humongous facelift. So please bear with us while it's being worked on. But you can always go to our chat page, and to get there, you go to famousapple.com/group. And that's going to bring you to Living with a Disability. That's our group page on Facebook. And there's a lot of conversations going on over there, questions being asked. There's some poll questions going on. You can go over there, ask questions. You can answer questions. You can just read what's going on over there. But it's nice if you participate, and you'll make new friends. There's people there from around the world. So if you get a chance, check that out. We got a good one for you today. And today is all about us, people with disabilities. And it's also about people like us, as well as us, going through this pandemic. You know, a lot of people have fears like they've never experienced before. And we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about what people expect from us, the people with disabilities, the unrealistic things that they expect from us, and our attitudes. We're going to talk about that today. So, you know what? Instead of rambling on about it now, I want you to sit back, relax, and let's jump right into it, okay? Having a disability is not the most fun thing in the world, right? It doesn't do much for your disposition sometimes. Okay, I'm not saying having a disability gives you the right to be a sourpuss all the time. It doesn't. And being in pain doesn't give you the right to be a sourpuss with people all the time. It doesn't. But you have a right not to be, Mr. Congeniality or Miss Congeniality all the time, too. People are kind of funny when it comes to people with disability. For example, I've heard people say in doctor's offices, like caretakers, if you listen in a doctor's office, you get to hear a lot of things when you're sitting in the waiting room. And I've heard people that take patients to the doctor's office, and they're sitting in the waiting room talking to other caretakers, and they'll say things like, "Oh, this guy doesn't appreciate anything I do for him. I I drive him to the doctor and then I drive him home. Well, if you're getting paid to be a caretaker, what is there to appreciate? I mean, yes, it's nice to appreciate what people do for you. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. But what is he supposed to do? Handstands because you're driving him to the doctor appointment? That's your job. Maybe the fella's in pain. Maybe he just doesn't feel well. Are people with disabilities supposed to be like Santa Claus, 365 days a year? Jolly? Ho, ho, ho? People think because you're disabled, you have nothing on your mind. You're just supposed to be a happy idiot, a piece of wood, standing in the corner waiting for them to come and just say, oh, thank you for whatever you do for me. People with a disability still are able to think for themselves, whether you believe that or not, whether they have a physical disability or developmental disability or mental disability, a head wound, whatever. What do you think? Because maybe somebody had a stroke and maybe they can't speak all that well anymore. You think they can't think? Is that what goes through your mind? Because somebody can't speak all that well, their thinking is gone? Don't fool yourself. It's insulting sometimes for people with disabilities. People get mad at people with disabilities if they don't do exactly as they say. You're talking to grown people sometimes. I know myself. You know, I'm in a wheelchair and I have people tell me, put your hands inside. Don't move. Put your foot up. Yeah, you're talking to me like I'm a child. Now, it's one thing if my family says that to me, but when a stranger, especially like a young nurse, is talking to me like that, I'm not stupid. Do you know what I mean? And then people wonder why you're not smiling and going, oh, okay, like I'm some kind of happy idiot. Listen, just because you have a disability doesn't make you less of anything. And remember that. You don't have to smile like some kind of happy idiot. Now, you don't have to be nasty either. That's the flip side of it. You don't have to be nasty. You can just be a normal person. But if someone's nasty to you, you don't have to be a grinning idiot to them. Remember that. If somebody acts nasty to you, you can be just as nasty back. You're not limited because of a disability. Remember that. People have no right to talk to you any less, on any lesser level than they do to anyone else. And I see that happening more and more and more. Don't let anyone talk to you on any lesser level than they would to anybody else. No matter what, don't let your disability define you. And don't let anyone define you by your disability. Okay? Let's move on here. Normally, I wouldn't discuss this, but I think it's worth discussing. I have a buddy of mine that called me last week. Now, let me just put this in frames here. This person is what someone might call a brick shithouse. This is the type of guy that if you had a problem with him and you seen him walking down the street towards you, you'd cross the street. That's how big this guy is. This guy's huge. It's like for lunch he lifts weights. That's how big this guy is. But he called and we were just discussing everything, and he's a nervous wreck. You know, this month is a year ago that this pandemic hit, and I would have never expected this. This isn't his name. I'm just going to use the name Gary. And Gary and I were talking, and he just broke down. This whole thing has gotten to him. The pandemic, the stay in place, the shot, the COVID shot. Should he take it? Shouldn't he take it? You know, social distancing, wearing masks, you know, wearing gloves, wearing booties on your shoes. You know, it all just, it's just finally taken its toll on him. This man here was crying on the phone with me. And like I said, I've never even seen him tear up. Never. And I've known him for years. And he just said, he said, Jimmy, this is just gotten to be too much for me. He says, I can't handle it no more. He says, I don't know what to do. He says, I'm afraid to go out now. And I can feel for him because I feel almost the same way. You don't know what to do. And it doesn't make him any less of a man. Trust me, it doesn't make anybody less of a man or a woman. It's normal. This is normal to feel this way. The fear, and it's nothing that's going to make you less of anything. You'd be a fool not to be afraid. He was saying 1 minute he was on the fence because 1 minute he was going to get the shot. The next minute he's not going to get the shot. And he's asking me, what do I think? And I told him the same thing I tell everybody here. Getting the shot is a personal thing. You have to decide for yourself whether or not you want to get the COVID shot. That's a personal thing. I can't tell anybody to get it or not get it. That's something that you have to decide for yourself. But he's telling me, he says, I can't even sleep anymore. And then he said the magic thing. He says, I'm at the point where I'm going to kill myself. And I said, whoa, Gary, you can't even think like that. We ended up staying on the phone all night talking. And I told him, I said, what you got to do. And I stayed on the phone with him. I said, are you really thinking about this? And he says, Jimmy, he says, the thought crossed my mind. He says, how can we go on like this? Is this the way it's going to be for the rest of our lives? Now, he's a few years younger than me, a couple of years, not that many. But he says, this is going to be the way it's going to be the rest of our lives. I said, you know what you got to do? I said, you got to talk to your doctor. And we talked the entire night. And I finally convinced him that morning to call his doctor. And his doctor made an appointment for him right away. And they did it over the phone. It was a virtual visit. And he prescribed some medicine. He said he hadn't slept in days. An hour here, an hour there, tossing and turning. He couldn't sleep. The doctor prescribed some medicine for him. I've been on the phone back and forth with him ever since. But, you can't let it get to you that bad. And it is. I mean, I can't say you can't let it because it's going to no matter what. It plays on your mind. It's a fear. And I think everybody has a bit of the fear. Some people have more of it. Some people have a little bit less. But no matter what, we all have that fear. Is this our new normal? You got one person on TV saying, open up everything. You got someone else saying, can't open up anything. You got one country is closing down everything again. You got Europe is closing everything down again. They're saying they're in the third round. Meanwhile, here in New York, you got Cuomo saying, open up movie theaters, open up bars, open up restaurants. In Florida, they're calling it a super spreader for spring break. You don't know who to believe. You got Fauci saying, wear a mask, but you never see him wearing a mask. You don't know who to believe. But you know what? You have to worry about you. You have to worry about those around you. Me personally, I say wear a mask. I don't care whether you got the shot or not. Still wear a mask. You still have to socially distance yourself from others. All the powers that be tell you that. You still have to wear a mask, whether you got the shot or not. People seem to think that if you get this shot, it's a magic bullet. It's not. But if it's frightening you that much, if it's affecting your daily life, please don't hesitate. Call your family doctor right away. There's things you can do at home. If you're feeling uneasy about this, stop watching the news. Please stop watching the news or limit yourself. Don't watch the news all day. Don't leave it on the news channel all day. Listen to the radio. I think one of the best things I've ever bought was the Sirius radio. I love 70s music. I have the 70s music on in the car and in the house. Takes my mind off everything. Newspapers, I read them online, and that's the end of it. But you can only believe half of what you read. If you read this newspaper and that newspaper, I guarantee you get two different versions of the same story. Limit your news intake. Get some fresh air in your lungs. We're in springtime. Open some windows. Get some fresh air in. Sit on your front porch. All right, you have to wear a mask, but still get some fresh air. Watch a movie. But if you're feeling that scared, that uneasy, don't hesitate to ask for help. That doesn't make you weak. If you had a cold, would you hesitate to go to the doctor? If you broke your leg, would you hesitate to go to the doctor? Why would you hesitate to go to the doctor over this? It doesn't make you weak. Does having a cold make you weak? Does having a broken leg make you weak? This doesn't make you weak, my friends. Before something worse happens, if it's making you lose sleep, if it's making you nauseous, if it's making you sick to your stomach, if it's making you uneasy, call your doctor. You can do a virtual visit with your doctor, but don't hurt yourself. Please don't hurt yourself. Call your doctor, and if it's after hours, call the emergency room. Call the nearest emergency room. Doesn't make you crazy. Doesn't make anything. It makes you smart that you're seeking help. Don't let it overcome you. Don't let it overtake you. Don't let it keep you awake at night. Get the help that you need. Please, you're my friends, and I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to be sick. Please, I'm begging you. Please, let's move on here. I want to thank you for stopping by here today, and I want to remind you of a couple of things. Number one, giving respect will get you respect. And number two, no matter what, things can always be worse. That's right, someone somewhere right now wishes they were in your position. So things can always be worse, my friends. Thanks again for stopping by. You've been listening to An Apple a Day. My name is Jimmy Apple, and I'll talk to you again in a couple of days. Take care, my friends.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.